So it's not just that people want the job market to improve. They know that things have to happen first before the job market improves. I think most people who are sensitive to this have a fear that the nation is in a real decline. It's not a forecast decline. It's not a warning that we will be in decline unless we do X, Y, and Z. It is that the decline has begun. Now, we have a bunch of different age groups in this country, obviously. Seasoned citizens, for example. One reason why so many of them are finally opposed to Obama is they now understand who he is. They know his record, and they have seen it before. They have been alive long enough to know that Obama's way doesn't work, that it's 50 years old, that it did not lead and fulfill a promise that all of its advocates made 50 years ago. A lot of them are old enough to know the New Deal was not all that it was cracked up to be. And the real reason that Obama is revising his campaign, for example, throwing away white working class voters, not attempting to get their votes, is because he knows he can't fool them anymore. His record betrays him. His record betrays whatever lofty language is contained in his speeches, which, by the way, there isn't much. There's not a lot of optimism that comes out of Obama's mouth. There's not a lot of hope and change. There's not a lot of inspiration. There's not a lot of American exceptionalism talk. There's not a lot of talk about American greatness. What you get out of Obama is America has never worked, and it's time to change it. Well, now they know what Obama's change is. It's this giant, giant welfare state. He can only sell this vision to the young, which is why 9 out of 10 of his speeches are on college campuses today, or other places where the audience is of a relatively similar age. Young people who just haven't been alive long enough. They don't know enough about the history of the country to know that socialism is not the American way. They haven't been taught, by the way, that it's a failure. They've been taught just the opposite, in fact. They believe the best healthcare system in the world is in Cuba. They believe nonsense like this. This is what they've been taught. They don't know that it's never worked anywhere. Never. It hasn't worked anywhere, even at the point of a gun. And eventually it requires the point of a gun to keep people in line. Obama generally is rooted in the past. The stuff that Obama is pitching for everybody now is the stuff that the Obamas of old were pitching when Shirley Temple was the new star in Hollywood and King Kong was the big new blockbuster. That's how old Obama's ideas are. And they are held by people who have a romantic notion that only they can make socialism work because only they are the ones smart enough in the history of the world to pull it off. And not enough money has been spent on it in previous attempts. Now, people may not understand it as specifically as I've explained it, but they know the country's in decline. They see the evidence, no jobs, no job future. Their home values plummeting, no desire to own a house. They don't see wealth creation. They don't see job growth. They see us not trying to win wars. They see us looking to pull out dates. And it all adds up to a nervous tension that it's just not right. This just isn't America. This is not what we thought life was going to be when we reached our current age. And when you think your country's in decline, your view and vision of the future is going to be affected in a commensurate way.